Data collection. Welcome to Management IQ. Data definition. Data are individual piece of factual information recorded and used for the purpose of analysis. Moving on to the next point, which is types of data. So there are basically two types of data, which is primary data and secondary data. Primary data means original data that has been collected especially for the purpose in mind. It means someone collected the data from the original source first hand. This data, ये data primary data जो हमारा होता है उसको first hand information और original data भी कहा जाता है. Secondary data, on the other hand, is an analysis involves a researcher using the information that someone else has gathered for his or her own purpose. Secondary data primary data से collect किया जाता है. Sources of primary data. So there are various sources of primary data in which few are direct personal investigation, indirect oral investigation, information through correspondent, telephonic interview, mailed in questionnaire, and the questionnaire filled by the enumerators. So from the first point, which is direct personal investigation. इस मेथड में इन्वेस्टिगेटर obtained the first hand information from the respondent themselves. He personally visited the respondent. Merits of direct personal interview are reliable and accurate. मतलब भरोसेमंद और accurate होता है. Flexibility, question can be modified according to the level of respondent or situation, and additional information can be gathered from this type of source. Demerits, not suitable for wide area. It is time consuming, it is also expensive, and personal bias, which means favoritism, can be seen in this. Second point, which is indirect oral investigation. So under this method, instead of directly approaching the informant, the investigator interviews several other persons who are directly or indirectly in touch with the informant. मतलब instead of directly approaching the सूचना देने वाला informant, the investigator interviews several other persons who are directly or indirectly in touch with the informants. Merits are wide coverage area and economical. Economical in terms of money, time, and manpower. Demerit, indirect information not fully true. Lack of accuracy, lack of uniformity, मतलब information collected from different person for the same party may not be homogeneous and comparable. And possibility of biased information, मतलब respondent can modify the information according to his personal information. Sources of primary data is in which third point is information through correspondent. Under this method, local agents or correspondent are appointed and trained to collect the information from the respondent. Merits of information through correspondent are wide coverage area, economical, suitable for a special purpose, continuity मतलब regular basis information के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. Demerits हो जाता है lack of uniformity मतलब it is not comparable, lack of reliability भरोसेमंद नहीं होता, lack of accuracy and costly affairs. Telephonic interview. The next point is sources of primary data is telephonic interview. सो डाटा इज कलेक्टेड थ्रू इंटरव्यू ओवर द फोन. इसमें इंटरव्यूअर जो होता है वो कॉल करता है रिस्पोंडेंट को और उस पर इंटरव्यू लेता है ऑन द फोन. मेरिट्स होता है कवरेज ऑफ वाइड एरिया, इकोनॉमिकल इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी एंड टाइम, रिलायबिलिटी मतलब भरोसेमंद होता है. डी मेरिट्स लिमिटेड यूज होता है मतलब कि नॉट पॉसिबल टू पीपल हु डू नॉट हैव अ फोन, एंड विजुअल फीडबैक इज नॉट पॉसिबल. सोर्सेज ऑफ प्राइमरी डाटा में दूसरा पॉइंट है मेल क्वेश्चनर. So under this method, a questionnaire containing a number of questions related to the investigation is prepared. It is then sent to the informant by post along with the instruction to fill. Merits इसका हो जाता है wide coverage area, economical होता है in terms of money and manpower, free from bias and original. Demerits हो जाता है limited scope, लेस रिस्पॉन्स, कभी कभी इसका रिस्पॉन्स भी नहीं आता है. चांस ऑफ मिस इंटरप्रिटेशन, अगर कोई कुछ और बोल रहा है और उससे समझ में कुछ और आ रहा है. टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, ये बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग होता है क्योंकि कोई व्यक्ति आपको रिप्लाई नहीं देता, कोई व्यक्ति आपको रिप्लाई देता है, तो वेटिंग करने में टाइम बहुत जाता है. क्राइटेरिया फॉर इवेल्युएटिंग प्राइमरी सोर्स. हु वाज द ऑथर एंड हु वाज द ऑडियंस फॉर द प्राइमरी सोर्स. What was the purpose of the document or motive for writing it? Does the writer have an obvious bias? When was this document written and what was the effect of the document on history? What effect did the document have on your view of this topic or event? Compare the primary source information with the secondary source information. Moving on to the next point, which is sources of secondary data. It includes two points in it, published source and unpublished source. Published source हमारा वो होता है mean data available in printed form. It include the following terms in it. In short, we can say magazine, journal, report of various communities, report of international agencies, matlab published by UNO, WHO, IMF, etc. In short, and sources of primary data in this second point is unpublished source. So all the statistical material is not always published. This category include record maintained by various government and private office, research done by scholar, student, or some institution, and private investigation companies. Moving on to the next topic, which is criteria for evaluating secondary sources. Evaluation of sources is essential to scholarly research. It includes who is the author, are they a scholar in the field, was the book or journal published by the scholar publisher, what is the purpose of the text or motive for writing, does the writer have an obvious bias, does the book or article have an extensive bibliography, what are the primary sources referred to by the author, what secondary sources are used by the author, and does the text have caution impelling you to check the author sources. Moving on to the next topic, which is research tool. It include प्रोजेक्टिव टेक्निक्स। इन्वेस्टिगेशन की इनडायरेक्ट एंड अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड तरीका है जो साइकोलॉजिस्ट द्वारा डेवलप किया गया है और उसे प्रोजेक्शन ऑफ इन रिस्पोंडेंट फॉर इंटरफेयरिंग एंड अंडरलाइन मोटिव अर्जेस और इंटेंशन विच कैन नॉट बी secured through direct questioning as the respondent either resists to reveal them or is unable to figure out himself. These techniques are useful in giving respondent opportunity to express their attitude without personal embarrassment. Second point in research tool is depth interview. It offers the opportunity to capture rich descriptive data about people's behavior, attitude and perception and unfolding complex process. Focus group. It asks a small group of people to discuss their thought on a given subject. This is a great way to test how your target audience would perceive new product or marketing strategy. Another point is this is marketing and scaling. Marketing, it is the process of observing and recording the observation that are collected as a part of research effort. And scaling, it is the branch of measurement that involve the construction of an instrument that associate qualitative construction with the quantitative metric unit. So thank you for watching the video. Hope you like it.